Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. We are live on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and of course, we're also cross-posting onto the teamvlr.com Facebook page and also on the Dirt Racing Network Facebook page as well. So wherever you're watching around the globe, watching the stream, we hope you enjoy the coverage. Tonight is a very special night on the program. For tonight is the 2019 Camdyn Carr charity race. The Super Late Models tackle the dirt track at Charlotte. In the booth tonight is myself, Brett Wheeler, alongside Stephen McMillan. Stephen, welcome to the dirt track at Charlotte and the 2019 Camdyn Carr charity race.
Thank you, Brett. I'm excited to be up in the booth with you tonight. We got some elite drivers here. Can't wait to watch this.
Well, if you're wondering what the charity race is for, let's give you a little bit of a backstory about young Camdyn Carr. It all started with a common sinus infection and quickly turned on its head into something else. And that something else turned out to be AFM, which is acute flaccid myelitis. Now, I'm pretty sure I got that pronunciation right. What it is, it's a polio-like disease that affects the nervous system that can lead to spinal cord injury and paralysis. No one ever should have to go through this, let alone a young kid at just 4 years of age. To the Carr family, on behalf of Ultimate Dirt TV, David Lamb, and the entire iRacing community, our thoughts and prayers go out to you in this difficult period of time, and never forget that there is always someone there to listen to you. If you can't find them, I'll give you the hot tip. Message myself, Brett Wheeler, or the Ultimate Dirt TV Facebook page. I'm always got an ear open for anyone that's going through any kinds of trouble. And of course, let's get some hashtag Camdyn Strong in the chat and show some support for young Camdyn and of course the entire Carr family. Stephen will get the party started right now. We are less than 2 minutes away from qualifying, and then of course I think we're going to have about 4 heat races on the program, and then of course a 75-lap main event to round things up. The track is looking very slick right now, so very interesting to see that the track is already started to slicken off so much in this practice session. But how about Hayden Cardwell? He was dominant yesterday in the UMP Modified Series, and well, against some of the best on the iRacing.com service in the Super Late Models, we are in for one hell of a show tonight.
Yes, we are. As you know, Hayden's on top of the board. You know, Kendall Tucker's second on the board with a 15.195. I mean, the people behind him got some work to do, but hey, Hayden has it. You know, he has the luck on his side.
Well, if you're new to the Ultimate Dirt TV page, or you haven't liked us already on Facebook, on YouTube, or Twitch, or anything like that, what we'll go is we'll bring up our upcoming live schedule event and what we have on a rotating 2-week basis. Of course, World of Thunder on Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, and the Super Late Models at 8 p.m. Eastern. New Zealand Sim Racing on Monday mornings at 4:30 a.m. That'll be every 2 weeks. Tuesday, National Oval Racing Association. We cover midgets 1 week and then the UMP Modifieds the following week. Wednesday mornings, we've got the Dirt Leagues Australia Midget Series at 6 a.m. Eastern, and then the 410 Winged Sprint Cars at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. We go back to 12 hours later. The True Speed Motorsports 360 Winged Sprint Cars at 7:30 Eastern. The Flyby Midget Series, Flyby Night Midget Series on the Thursdays. Friday and Saturdays we have open, and of course you can see the logos around this wonderful poster done by World of Thunder. Of course, a big thanks to the guys at Wicked Cushion, 19 Designs, World of Thunder, Dirt Leagues Australia, JR Productions and Media, and Black Diamond Motorsports. Stephen, it is now time to start the official program for tonight. It's qualifying up on the program right now.
Yes, it is.
Well, let's take a look at some of the drivers on the track right now. And one of the first cars to hit the racetrack in the number 74 car is going to be Blake Brown. Blake Brown in car number 74. We'll keep an eye on him and have a look at what kind of lap times Blake Brown is going to do. As I said, the track is going to be rolled over throughout the rest of the night. No scratching, I don't believe. Going to be no re-scratching of the surface to make it very tacky. Blake Brown, 15.961. Joe Quinn in car number 90. on the racetrack. We keep an eye on the top 20. Now, I believe, Stephen, you counted, I think we had close to 40 drivers signed into the pit area.
We did. We did.
Joe Quinn going to go second quick. Second quick for Joe Quinn with a 15.937. David Lamb has gone quick time. Make that Cole Harvey with a 15.826. Grant Riles in the number 16 car, that D1RT entry. Lap time for Grant Riles not going to count. Contact with the wall. That would have been a 16.034, which would have put him at around 8th or 9th quick at the moment. So we'll see if Grant Riles can get a second lap in. Third quick with a 15.906. There is Austin Carr, 13th quick. And, well, we've seen this man last night in the FRM Motorsports number 71. He almost broke free from the hashtag Free Cody. Not going to be this time by. It's, Cody Batten in car number 71. We'll see what kind of lap time Cody Batten can put in here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Cole Harvey, David Lamb, Grant Riles, Bryson Daffin and Jacob Fields round out your top 5 at the moment. Cody Batten 20th quick with a 16.258. Mike Molnar in the 156 car. Mike Molnar on track in the 156, exiting turn number 4 this time by. So what kind of lap time Mr. Mike Molnar can produce. In fact, would have just gotten the green flag. So at the moment, Hayden Cardwell has jumped up to position number 1. He has knocked Cole Harvey off the top spot with a 15.817. Mike Molnar on track, and the driver that we're watching at the moment with a 16.061. Going to be 19th quick. There is Hayden Cardwell in that D1RT entry. JD Brown sits position 12 in the number 14. Jesse Isidore 27th quick. There's Austin Simmelman in the Dirt Racing Network number 11 car. Sits 25th quick. As it looks like all these drivers have turned a lap time except Daniel Cummings Jr. And of course we've also got Alex Bergeron as well in the Dirt Racing Network number 12. So again, some heavy hitters here tonight, Stephen.
Definitely, this is a stacked field of drivers. I mean, folks, you're watching this, you got a treat for you tonight. That's for sure.
Alex Bergeron getting the green flag for his opening lap here at the dirt track at Charlotte, the 06 entry, the 44 car of Blake Cannon on the racetrack right now. Blake Cannon on the racetrack. Thank you, Tommy. Blake Cannon in the 44. We'll see if he can get a lap time. In fact, it'll be next lap time, so he's obviously just gotten the green flag. 37 drivers have officially taken a time. Alex Bergeron 22nd quick. Blake Cannon, the final driver to, I believe, get a lap time in. Second quick with a 15.820. 15.820 for Blake Cannon. Daniel Cummings in the 31 car sits 26th quick. Mason Crawford in the 119 will sit position 25. Jacob Fields coming out onto the racetrack now as well. Maybe going to get one final lap in, but with 30 seconds left on the board, Stephen, it's Hayden Cardwell, position number 1 by 3 1/1000ths of a second.
Yeah, I mean, he's been showing strength for a while now, and there's no disappointment tonight to him. He's a
As we watch Jacob Fields going to round out this qualifying session. Well done to Hayden Cardwell, who sits in position number 1 with a 15.817. Blake Cannon second. Cole Harvey third. David Lamb fourth. And Grant Riles rounds out your top 5. And I must say, well done. A big well done to David Lamb. To be that far up in a field like this caliber, that's going to do his confidence a world of good. 5 heat races on the program for tonight. In fact, I'm just looking, is there going to be, there should only be 4.
4 heat races.
I'm not sure why Hayden Cardwell isn't in this one, because he should have been on pole. Anyhow, let's move on with it. Let's take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid for heat race number 1. Heat race number 1, your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid for the 2019 Camden Car Charity Race. Blake Cannon in car number 44 will start on pole. On his outside in car number 18, Bryson Daffin at a position number 2. At a position 3, car number 74 of Blake Brown. At a position 4 in the 00 car will be Kendall Tucker. Lining up position number 5 in car number 77, Robert Fletcher. At a position 6, the 106 car of Chase Crowder. Starting position 7, the 31 car of Daniel Cummings Jr. lines up alongside Jesse Isidore in the 515 car at a position number 8. At a position 9, the 68 car of Darren Littoral lines up alongside Benji Killian in car number 75 at a position number 10. Stephen, as we've done throughout the previous couple of weeks when I've had you here in the Ultimate Dirt TV booth, let's pick some winners here for heat racing action. Let's make it a little bit of a competition. Who's going to pick up heat race number 1?
Well, heat race number 1, I'll go with Bryce Daffin.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you, you can pick the guy on the front row, on the pole position, all right? But since
Well, he's not on pole.
Yeah, but no, but look, the last couple of times, we've said, we've kind of gone away from, picking the guy that starts on pole.
Well, all right. How about change that? I'll go with Robert Fletcher. How about that?
You sure you don't want to go back to Daffin? Because I'm going Blake Cannon.
Okay, I'll go Daffin. Let's go. As lights will go out this time, we'll go green next time by 12 laps of distance.
12 laps of distance, top 4. Going to move on to tonight's main event. 75 laps in distance for tonight's A main. Of course, the A main, the Camden Car Charity Race. So, again, a big shout out to the Carr family. We hope you enjoyed the coverage here tonight. And I can tell you, just before we go green, we've raised very close to around $1,500. And I say we as in the iRacing community. Green flag is out. Heat race number 1 of the super late models are green here at the dirt track at Charlotte. And of course, it's going to be the 44 car of Blake Cannon leading down the back straightaway. Bryson Daffin rides in second. Kendall Tucker moves to the outside into position number 3. He's got Blake Brown on the 74 up on the inside. But here comes Kendall Tucker on the outside of Bryson Daffin right through the middle of turn number 1 and 2. Kendall Tucker looking for second. 3 wide out of turn number 2 and down the back straight away.
It looked like Bryson got the rough end of the stick on that one.
Yeah, getting shuffled back to position number 4. There's a little contact there with the 74 car of Blake Brown. At the moment, the 44 car, another Blake Cannon, your race leader. Don't count out the 00 car of Kendall Tucker. He's super fast in the opening 3 laps of this exchange run in the middle, and now he's running somewhat of a slide job line into turn number 1 and 2. He will get to the back of the number 44 machine, but again, catching him is one thing, and then of course trying to make the pass on the 44 here at the dirt track at Charlotte is going to be another different kettle of fish, and no doubt the 00 car, Kendall Tucker, is going to be certainly up for the challenge. We watch Blake Brown and Bryson Daffin in the 18 car. A nose to tail down through turn number 3 and 4. Then you go back to Robert Fletcher in the 77. Remember, top 4 goes straight through to the main event. Everybody else through the preliminary mains.
And you look at it where you see Kendall Tucker go to the high side turns 1 and 2, trying to get a runoff on Blake Cannon, and look at it now going down the first straightaway. He does get a run coming out 4, and he shoots right back up to the top.
I thought Tucker might have stayed to the top side into turn number 1 and 2, but they go through turn number 3 and 4. Right now, Tucker looking to pull even alongside Blake Cannon down the front straight away. 7 laps in, 5 laps to go. Heat race number 1. Oh, Blake Cannon around, caught the infield tire, and he's sitting there like a sitting duck, can't go anywhere. Oh, Chase Crowder on the 106 car gets a big piece of that. And how about Kendall Tucker now to your race lead? Bryson Daffin's in second. Third is Blake Brown, and Robert Fletcher, with a bit of luck, was just riding in the 5th spot, now moves into a final transfer spot. And Blake Cannon must be kicking himself right now.
I mean, those new tires right there, they catch you off guard sometimes.
Well, who wasn't caught off guard is the 00 car of Kendall Tucker. He will come out of turn number 4, so the popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go here at the dirt track at Charlotte for heat race number 1. There's a good chance we are going to see the double O car, and I don't think he's going to be caught. He's got nearly a 1.7 second advantage back to the 18 car of Bryson Daffin. He will get the white flag, this time by into turn number 1 and 2. Kendall Tucker down the back straight away, 2 turns away from putting the double O on pole in the Camdyn Car Charity Race main event out of turn number 4. It is official. Kendall Tucker going to get the win from Bryson Daffin. Blake Brown going to be home in third. Fourth is going to be Robert Fletcher, I believe. Then you go back to Daniel Cummings Jr., Benji Killian, Chase Crowder, Darren Little, Jesse Isidore, and Blake Cannon, who had led the opening 8 laps, going to come home in a 10th place finish. And doesn't that just make it a little bit harder for the driver of the number 44 car?
Yes, coming through. He's going to play the alphabet soup. That's for sure.
All right, heat race number 2. Let's take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid.
All right, on your front row, be number 85 of Cole Harvey. On the outside to be the 007 of Jacob Fields. Your second row inside is the 88 of Brian Wynette Jr. And outside of him is Jeremy Cabrone in the 23. On your third row inside is Troy Jones. And then outside of him, Alex Bergeron. And then it'd be Austin Carr. And then Cody Batten and JD Sassy bring up the rear.
Yeah, 9 cars in heat race number 2. Of course, you've just seen Rocky Battenfield scheduled to start position 10. Rocky, one of the few people here on race control, so we thank Rocky for his time.
Yes, he's doing a great job, admin. All right, the driver's giving the 1 to go signal. So who you gonna pick, Brett?
Jacob Fields.
All right, well, I'll go with
Who?
With Brian.
All right. Well, I'll let you take heat race number 2.
All right, it's pace truck already pulled in. And Cole Harvey leads them to the green flag. And they're off. Side by side at the start. Cole Harvey didn't get a really good jump on that. But look at Jacob Fields on the high side, going down the back straightaway. And look at that. Try to look for 3 wide. Come down turn 4. Brian will take over second. As Jacob Fields is now your race leader. Cole Harvey will drop back to third.
Look at the 88 car, Bryant Wyatt Jr. He's now moved up to position 2. So right now our picks run 1 and 2. Of course, Jacob Fields of the 007 car on the top side of the racetrack. 4 wide down out of turn number 2 for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Alex Bergeron cutting right through the middle. Jeremy Capron as well, 3 wide again. Harvey on the outside, Capron through the middle in the 49 car of Troy Jones working the inside. Austin Carr now going to go 3 wide as Capron gets clear of that 3 wide battle into turn number 3 and 4. Austin Carr, look at Alex Bergeron in the Dirt Racing Network car number 12 car up to position 3 now, goes straight to the top side into turn number 1 and 2, looking to make quick work of the number 88 car, Brian Wyatt Jr.
You know, Jacob Fields, he's just running that middle line. And Alex Bergeron is just, he's sizing up Brian right now. And he goes to the high side, is looking to take over second. He's thinking about it as he takes the middle to groove. And he will pass Brian on the high side. Jeremy Cabrone still in 4th. Austin Carr is in 5th. Cole Harvey's in.
Look at the battle for the transfer spot right now. Jeremy Capron in the number 23 car holds on to that 4th and final transfer spot. We complete lap number 7 of 12. 5 laps to go. Can Capron hang on? That's still an enormous amount of time in this heat race. Austin Carr has certainly got his work cut out for him. He started position 7th, I think it was, and has had to really work for this top 5 at the moment. but it's all about trying to get into the top 4 as Alex Bergeron works the outside of the speedway in turn number 1 and 2. He's got a 1.2 differential between himself and the 007 car of Jacob Fields out in front.
And you look at it right now, Austin Carr trying to look under Jeremy for that final transfer spot, but Jeremy Caprone has the momentum coming off the high side. Now they're both running the middle line, trying to chase down Brian Wyatt.
Yeah, the 88 Brian Wyatt Jr. holds down position 3. The similar sort of distance. In fact, it's Alex Bergeron starting to close the gap, but he's only doing it at a 1/10 at a time, and I don't think he's going to be able to pick up 9/10 of a second in one lap. Jacob Fields, everybody else getting the white flag. Austin Carr moves inside on Jeremy Caprone into 1 and 2. We'll keep an eye on the battle for the final transfer spot into 3 and 4. Capering through the middle. Carr down low. Out of turn number 4. The win will, of course, will go to Jacob Fields. Second, going to be Alex Bergeron, Brian Wyatt. Third, Jeremy Capron home in 4th. Austin Carr, Cole Harvey, Troy Jones, JD Sass, and Cody Batten make up heat race number 2.
You know, that would have been a future race for any sim league, right?
Yes, this field is stacked with talent all the way from top to bottom. Let's take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid for heat race number 3. Sarcasm, thank you for that $10 donation as well. Be sure to get that over to the Carr family. Heat race number 3, starting on pole in the 09 car will be David Lamb. On the outside of the front row, car number 90 of Joe Quinn will line up out of position number 2. Out of position 3, car number 13 of Brian Wax lines up alongside the 42 of Jordan Casey out of position 4. Position 5 going to be the 156 car of Mike Molnar. Out of position 6, a 331 of Dustin Hall. Out of position 7, the 11 of Austin Simmelman. Out of position 8, the number 6 car of CJ Phillips, with Scott Dobbs in car number 29 starts position number 9. Stephen, I'll give you first pick at this one.
I'll go with Joe Quinn.
Joe Quinn on the outside of the front row. Okay. I'm going to go with the guy that starts position 4. I'm going to go Jordan Casey. He was good last night in the UMP Modifieds. We'll see if we can translate that into the super late models here at the dirt track at Charlotte. So far, some pretty good racing throughout both heat races so far, Steve.
Oh, yes, definitely. This track is racy all over. You've been seeing 3, 4 wide. I mean, these guys, loads of
talent, loads of laps on the board for tonight's feature event. 75 laps in tonight's main event. But before we even think about getting there, we've still got 2 heat races to run. And, of course, our preliminary mains as well. So this track is certainly going to be used up. David Lamb gets on the gas a little early in turn number 3 and 4, but he can because he has control of the field, and he will lead them down into 1 and 2 for the first time. Joe Quinn will stay in position number 2. Then we go back to the 13 car of Brian Wax in position 3. In fact, running the low side of the racetrack. Just in behind him is the 156 car of Mike Molnar. Austin Silverman had a good start as well. Jordan Casey, unfortunately, he got a horrible start. He's back there. He's battling on the inside of the Dirt Racing Network number 18 car of Austin Silverman.
There's racing all through this field, but look at David Lamb. He's fixing to have company. I mean, Joe Quinn is trying to breathe down his neck.
Yeah, watching the battle for the 4th and final transfer spot at the moment. Mike Molnar, in fact, moves into position 3. He got by Brian Wax. Austin Simmelman working outside. Jordan Casey working inside into turn number 1 and 2. They're going to go 3 wide on the exit of turn number 2. They do. Wax and Casey contact. Wax was a little all over the shop on the exit of turn 2. Just got a little bit loose. And we continue to see Jordan Casey and Austin Simmelman side by side down into turn number 1 and 2. This is going to be an absolute epic battle. But up front right now, Joe Quinn starting to close the gap on David Lamb for your race lead. 5 in the books, 7 to go.
You see Austin took over 4th place.
Yeah, Jordan.
That high side looks like a place to be. And look at Joe Quinn battling for the lead right now on the high side as David Lamb on the bottom. Joe Quinn gets the momentum coming off 4 to take the lead.
Just look at how different the different ends of the racetrack are. Look how different they are worn in. We'll keep an eye on Joe Quinn as he goes through the middle of turns 3 and 4. Right there, as that's where you can see some grip and still a whole lot of moisture right now. That was key for Joe Quinn to getting to the race lead. It's a lot different in 1 and 2. Again, there's a bit of moisture there on the exit, but it's all about trying to get that entry speed. Joe Quinn, your leader from David Lamb. Mike Molnar in 3rd. 4th is Austin Simmelman. 5th is Jordan Casey. So Casey on the outside looking in at the moment, looking at a B-main starting position of 3. Unless he can get past the number 18 car in the Dirt Racing Network 18, that is Austin Simmelman, who holds on to the 4th and final transfer spot. And how about Mike Molnar now, starting to get a run on the 09 car of David Lamb.
He is, if you look at him, he's running the middle to the highline. That looks like the place to be.
David Lamb still holds on to position number 2, and with the 2 being said, there is 2 laps to run here in heat race number 3. At the moment, Joe Quinn, he has pulled a bit of a gap between himself and David Lamb. David Lamb again starting to feel the pressure from the 156 car of Mike Molnar. Molnar 3/4 of the way up the racetrack on the entry into turn number 1 out of turn 2. He's going to stay up there. Does David Lamb take the line away? No, he does not. For the final time into turn number 3 and 4, Joe Quinn gets the win. 2nd, Mike Molnar going to grab a 2nd. 3rd, going to be David Lamb. 4th across the line will be Austin Simmelman. Jordan Casey, 5th, CJ Phillips, Brian Wax, Dustin Hall, and Scott Hobbs. Your 9 finishes in heat race number 3. Again, some fantastic heat racing here, Stephen.
Definitely.
All right, the 4th and final heat race of the night. Where is Hayden Cardwell? I have not seen him run. Unless he goes...
Yeah, I don't see him on here.
Okay, so I'm thinking the fastest qualifier automatic transfer to the main event. Let's take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid.
And you're correct on that. All right, on your front row, it's the number 16 of Grant Riles. On outside of him being number 33 of Evan. On your second row, inside is number 14 of J.D. Brown. Outside of him, it would be number 95 of Greg Lewis. Your third row inside is Justin Thompson, 98. And outside of him, at the 119 is Mason Crawford. On your fourth row inside, it's Warren. And outside of him be somewhere. All right. And on outside of him be Calvin Herring. And bring up the rear be number 24 of Ryan Martin.
Oh, this is going to be tough. I'm going to pick Evan C. on the outside of the front row. Who are you going with?
I'll go with J.D. Brown.
Oh, I'll let you lead this field.
As lights will go out, giving the 1 to go signal, it'll be going green out turn number 4. As you've seen earlier this track, it's racy all over still. And the drivers got to be careful going on that high side not to catch the wall, as this is what happened to Jordan Casey in the last heat race.
Yeah, Evan C is going to be tough to beat on the outside of the front row. The only thing that's going to stop him is the guy that starts on the pole position. And when he gets this, good job.
And lights are out. They're off. As Grant Riles gets his jump, J.D. Brown on the inside. He will move up into second place, so actually side by side with Evan Seavey. Look at that. And he's looking on the inside. Evan Seavey on the inside and will lead lap number 1.
Blake Brown just caught, not Blake, Grant Riles in the 16 car. Caught the wall in turn number 1 and 2, and Evan C, your race leader, into turn number 3 and 4. 3 wide for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. J.D. Brown holds on to position 2 at the moment. Grant Riles 3rd. 4th is going to be the 95 car of Greg Lewis. He gets a bit of a bump and run from, I believe that might have been the 15 car up on the outside with the 119 in the server. That's Mason Crawford. Justin Thompson in the 98 car moves into position 4. And you got to wonder if there's going to be any post-race penalty for Mason Crawford in the 15 car.
Yes, and this time Evan is not pulled away. JD Brown is maintaining. I mean, it looks like JD Brown is, well, he caught the wall a little bit there. Slowed down.
Now working the top side of the racetrack through turn number 1 and 2. They go 3/4 of the way up through turns 3 and 4. We keep an eye on Evan Siege running again 3/4 of the way up, trying to get the drive, trying to find the moisture on the exit of turn number 2, and he'll do the same thing into 3 and 4. Right now, lap times in the 16.1 second bracket, the 16.1, 16.2s. Grant Riles was quickest on the previous lap with a 16.022, and he ducks down low on the inside of JD Brown looking for second. So here comes the D1RT number 16 car of Grant Riles looking for second spot, but JD Brown holds that by a couple of car lengths now. 5 laps to go for your race leader, the number 33 car of Evan C.
Oh, look at that. JD Brown gets even closer to Evan C. JD Brown run the high side, closing the gap little by little.
Brown making a move through turn number 1 and 2. He's going to pull up alongside Evan C. No, he will not. He almost had the run out of turn number 2. He looks to get the run out of turn number 4. He's trying to put the big right rear on the cushion and trying to drive around the outside of the 33 car, Evan C. Evan C comes up the racetrack, takes the line away, and now JD Brown has a choice to make. Down low or up top into turn number 3 and 4. 2 laps to go. Evan C from JD Brown.
This track's starting to look a little bumpy in there as you see them in the turns. But JD Brown, he's waiting for a mistake to pounce all over Evan C.
White flag is out, final lap of heat racing competition. Evan C. He left the top side open. In fact, he slides to the top. JD Brown dives to the inside, side by side, down the back straightaway for the final time of the final heat race of the night. Brown with a slider. C turns it back underneath him, but JD Brown with a calculated drive. He gets the win. Evan C. home in second. Grant Riles third. Justin Thompson fourth. Mason Crawford, Ryan Martin, Warren Samoy, Greg Lewis, and Calvin Herring. What a way to finish heat race number 4, and all 4 heat races are done and dusted. Oh, what a finish that was. Well done to JD Brown. Let's take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid. This is your C main. 12 laps going to be the distance. The top 4 going to move on. Starting on pole in car number 49, Troy Jones. On his outside of the front row, the number 13 car of Brian Wax. At a position 3, car number 30 of Warren Samoy lines up alongside Darren Little in car number 68 out of position number 4. Position 5, the 022 of JD Sass. Out of position 6, the 331 of Dustin Hall out of P6. Out of P7, car number 95, Greg Lewis. Out of P8, the 515 of Jesse Isidore. Out of P9, car 71, Cody Batten. Out of P10, going to be the 29 of Scott Dobbs. Then we go back to Calvin Herring in the 08 out of position 11. Blake Cannon in the number 44 car will start position number 12. Steve, it's bad enough that these drivers are going to have to be in here, but unfortunately for 8 of them, they're going to be sent packing as we only take 4 to your B main.
I know this is a tough field in this race. And you know what? I'm going to go with Blake Cannon. I have seen him come from the back and play the alphabet soup many a times, and I was not surprised to see him winning this.
All right, well, I'm going to go with, I don't know who I want to go with. Kind of took my pick away. Let's flip a coin. I'm going to go with Darren Literal.
All right.
Tell you what, you can lead us to the green flag this time.
All right. Fix go green out the turn number 4. The pace truck will pull into the infield on the back straightaway. Troy Jones and Brian Wack. As they enter in turn number 3, The green flag's out. Troy Jones gets the jump. And there's already some contact made. Oh, we got one round. Oh, Greg Lewis getting the rough end of the stick on that deal.
Cody Batten up the inside, 3 wide. Oh no, Jesse Isidore on the 515 getting shuffled back. Blake Cannon goes through. He's looking to make some moves as well. He's up to position number 8, so he's already picked up about 3 cars, nearly 4 cars in the opening lap. We'll keep an eye on the black-pink number 44 machine just in front of him, and now up on his outside. Cody Batten through the middle. Blake Cannon on the low side just in front of them. Darren Little holds on to that 4th and final transfer spot. Dustin Hall in 3rd, Brian Wax 2nd, and Troy Jones, your race leader. Keep an eye on Blake Cannon in the 44 car.
I mean, he's running it. I mean, he's running loud. We got one almost around into infield, sliding back up on the racetrack. And Blake Cannon now has a transfer spot with the wreck going on. Cody Batten spun around the opposite direction. Tough luck for him.
Yeah, Blake Cannon back into position number 4. And we've only had 4 laps complete right now of this 12-lap main event. You're wondering why it says 15. Well, we've skipped your D main, so therefore normally what would have been a 15-lap C main affair has turned into a 12-lapper. As well, we'll keep an eye on Blake Cannon right in behind the 68 car of Darren Literal into the wall. Going to get shuffled back to position 4. Blake Brown now moves into position 3 as he tries to get by the 331 car of Dustin Hall. And how about Troy Jones? He's got over a 2-second lead right now, and with only about 6 laps left to run. Dustin Hall, hang on to it. Here comes Brown. Troy Jones is looking good at the moment.
And you look at it, Blake Cannon running the high side, and he will take over 2nd spot. Coming out turn 4 down the front straightaway. Dustin Hall running the bomb to the middle groove. Now you got Blake Cannon trying to chase down your leader.
Troy Jones, Blake Cannon run 1 and 2. Dustin Hall and Darren Literal run 3 and 4. Got to admit already right now so far, Blake Cannon the last lap, he was over 3/10 quicker, nearly 4/10 quicker than Troy Jones. Thankfully, Troy Jones, he's got about a 1.9 second advantage. It's all a matter of if he can withstand the pressure from being out in front. He's got 2 laps to go right now. Surely Blake Cannon cannot pull him in just less than 2 laps as long as Troy Jones does not make the mistake.
Yeah, if no mistakes happen, he has it's Blake Cannon just running the high side. He knows he's in the B main, so he don't want to make no mistakes.
Well, white flag is out. Lap number 11 is complete. 12 laps the distance here in tonight's C main. And look how close Cannon is right now. He's going to throw the big bonsai slide jump into 3 and 4. And that could have been disastrous. That could have almost been the most dumbest move I've ever seen. Why would you do that? You had a transfer spot locked up.
Wow.
So Jones, Hall, Cannon, and Literal will be your 4 drivers that are going to move on into tonight's 15-lap B main. And let's take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid. Starting on pole in car number 31, Daniel Cummings Jr. on the outside of the front row, the one of Austin Carr. Jordan Casey in car 42 will start position 3. Mason Crawford in the 119 will start position 4. Out of position 5, the 75 of Benji Killian. Cole Harvey in car 85 starts position 6. CJ Phillips in car 6 will start position 7. Ryan Martin in the 024 will start position 8. Position 9, going to be 106 car of Chase Crowder. Out of position 10, the 49 of Troy Jones. Dustin Hall alongside Blake Cannon in row 6th, and Darren Literal make up this 13 car field here in tonight's B main.
Well, I'll go with Blake Cannon again.
Oh, wow, you make it too easy for me. I'm going to take Austin Carr. Wow, that was That was all too easy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
15 laps, going to be the distance around the dirt track at Charlotte here in North Carolina. You're watching the 2019 Camden Carr charity race. Again, we hope you enjoy the coverage here on the #1 home for dirt track racing, Ultimate Dirt TV. We're live across Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and also we are live on the TeamVLR.com Facebook page. We are live on the Dirt Racing Network Facebook page as well. And Steve, I think the top 8 go through in this one.
Yes, the top 8, and that will make your field for tonight's feature race.
All right, 15 laps will be the distance here in your B main for the Camden Carr charity race. From the dirt track at Charlotte, Daniel Cummings Jr. and Austin Carr on the front row. Green flag is out. The final 15 laps before our main event. And Cummings goes to the bottom side. Austin Carr in the Elite 7, #1, works the outside of the racetrack, looking for the race lead. And look at Jordan Casey in the 42, along with Cole Harvey as well. Oh, Harvey and Casey. Little contact on the exit of turn 4. But Daniel Cummings is going to lead lap #1. But Austin Carr, he's not going to like that too much. He's got the run on the outside of the racetrack, trying to run the cushion in 1 and 2. We'll go through the middle of turn number 3 and 4. And he will get the drive. And Austin Carr now to the front of the field.
And you look at Blake Cannon, he's already up to 7th place. He gets in the back of Benji Kill.
Right,
Blake Cannon's in 7th place.
Yeah, there's the black, pink, and white number 44 up to position 7 after starting position 12 in this one. Oh, he gets a bit of a bumper there from Mason Crawford. So right now, big wreck. Oh, who is that upside down? That's Ryan Martin in the 02 car. Darren Literal as well. There's Mason Crawford. Dustin Hall, I think, got a piece of that one. Troy Jones looked like he's got some rear spoiler damage. And Chase Crowder in the 106 car holds on to the bubble spot right now. But we go back and have a look at our battle for 3rd and 4th. Jordan Casey and Cole Harvey. Cole Harvey looks for the slider into 1 and 2. No, he doesn't. He stays in the middle of the racetrack. Leaves the top side for Jordan Casey. There is your battle for 3rd and 4th. In the side by side into 3 and 4.
And you see Blake Cannon in the 6th, moving up to 5th place now.
Now work on the top side of the racetrack through turn number 1 and 2. Maybe is this a sign of things to come from the driver in the number 44 machine? He would be absolutely gutted that he would have been in this race, but it also could be a blessing in disguise, seeing that, well, he's going to have an extra 27 laps on this racetrack than the drivers that have already locked themselves into the main event. They're not going to be able to do those 27 laps in the warm-up session between now or after this race and the feature event.
I mean, they're still racing all over. You look right now, you got some drivers running the bottom, some running the high side. Right now, it looks a little bit, high side has a little bit of advantage, but that bottom side ain't giving up.
Certainly not going away. Still Jordan Casey working the outside of the racetrack in the 42. Gets on by Cole Harvey for position at number 3. And Blake Cannon, well, now you give him the top side of the racetrack. You know he's going to use it to his advantage. Jordan Casey going to go up top into turn number 1 and 2. Blake Cannon going to follow him. Cole Harvey down to the low side. Daniel Cummings Jr. as well as, here comes Cannon. He's thought about throwing the big bonsai slider and thought twice of it. The gap really closed, or really shut the door from Cole Harvey, so the gap really closed up. Harvey and Cummings side by side. There's a slider from Cannon on Casey. Casey already back underneath him and in front of him down the back straight away. And again, Blake Cannon to the top side of the racetrack. Look at this 4-car battle right now. This is for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And they are all locked in a transfer spot right now. And they're still racing each other so hard, it's not funny.
No, they won every spot. Helps improve in the future race. So they're trying to, their hardest. As you look at Blake Cannon, he's not giving up.
Harvey continued to work the bottom side of the racetrack. Jordan Casey once again on the outside, and we've got 1 lap to go this time by for Austin Carr. I told you made it too easy for me by giving me Austin Carr, who started on the outside of the front row, and he is now 2 turns away from putting the 1 in the show, along with Jordan Casey, who rides in 2nd. 3rd is going to be Cole Harvey. Well, that could change on the exit of turn number 4. Austin Carr with the win. Second going to go to Casey. Third, on. Wait for timing and scoring on that one. It looks like Cole Harvey got it from Blake Cannon. Either of those two drivers going to transfer. Daniel Cummings, Benji Killian, Troy Jones, and I believe Dustin Hall will also make tonight's main event. We'll have a 5-minute warm-up session. We'll take a quick break. On the other side of this, we'll come back with your main event.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, as we're back live as they're in their warm-up session right now. As you look as Hayden Carwell's on top of the leaderboard in the warm-up session. But all right, as they advance the session right now. Starting on your pole tonight be Hayden Carwell and Kendall Tucker to his outside. Jacob Fields and Joe Quinn will be on row 2. J.D. Brown and Bryce Stafford in row 3. Yeah, they already started. All right, Brett's just made it back with us, so we're going to let him take it over. All right, so now we got the starting grid up. It'd be the 07 of Hayden Carwell, and outside it'd be Kendall Tucker. On your second row is the 007 of Jacob Fields, and outside of him being the number 90 of Joe Quinn. Your third row is the 14 of J.D. Brown, and outside of him be number 18 of Bryce Stafford. On your fourth row is number 12, Alex Bergeron, and outside of him beat Mike Menard. Evan Say and Blake Brown bring up next row. Then it's Brian Wynett Jr. and David Lamb. Starting 13th, it'd be Grant Riles, and 14th be the 77 of Robert Fletcher. Starting 15th is car number 23 of Jeremy Caprone, and outside of him be number 11 of Austin Solomon. Starting 17th be number 98 of Justin Thompson, and on outside of him be the number 1 of Austin Carr. Starting 19th be the 42 Jordan Casey, and outside of him be number 85 Cole Harvey. Then you have Blake Annan and Daniel Cummings Jr. Starting 23rd is Benji Killen, and 24th is Troy Jones. 25th be the number 331 of Dustin Hall. Green flag's out.
Now 75 laps the distance here in tonight's main event. Hayden Carr, well, we haven't seen him since the qualifying, and well, no doubt that he's certainly going to be one to watch right now. Kendall Tucker, who rides in the second spot at the moment. Blake Cannon missed the start, so well, that's going to be an unfortunate incident there for the number 44. Cardwell into the wall. Look at Jacob Fields working the outside of the racetrack in position 3 right now. Kendall Tucker down to the low side. Will he complete the slider? No, Kendall Tucker got side. Here goes Joe Quinn and JD Brown. They're side by side. Nearly 3 wide with Jacob Fields there, as they will go 3 wide through turn number 1 and 2. And here comes Alex Bergeron in the number 12 car on the outside. 3 wide into turn number 3 and 4.
As you look right there, there's still 3 wide. JD Brown into 4th place. Well, Alex Bergeron and
well, it is all happening right now for your battle on for 3rd. Jacob Fields in the 007 works the outside. JD Brown working the low side. Bergeron goes to follow Fields in the Elite 7007 entry on the top side of the racetrack. Now Fields pulls up alongside Kendall Tucker down the back straightaway. Tucker slide job into turn number 3 and 4. Takes the line away from Fields. Fields turns it underneath him now down the front straightaway. And Jacob Fields with his own slider, but Kendall Tucker around the outside, and Bergeron has to watch Kendall Tucker drive around Jacob Fields. And now Bergeron down low into turn number 3 and 4. Quinn and JD Brown still side by side. Then you go back to Bryson Daffin, Evan C., Blake Brown, and Brian Wyant Jr. rounding out your top 10. But what about the battle between Fields, Tucker, and also Bergeron?
I mean, it's a tight battle right there. But, you know, spots 5 and 6, JD Brown and Joe Quinn, they've been going at it for a couple of laps now. As you see Bergeron making a slide job, could not complete it as Jacob Fields slides back underneath.
Now Fields going to return the favour into turn number 3 and 4. Bergeron, Fields side by side. Here goes Bergeron with a big slider into turn 1 and 2. He catches the wall. Fields already turns it underneath you now, so that's going to give the advantage back to Jacob Fields. JD Brown, who rounds out your top 5 and is doing a nice job holding down the bottom side of the racetrack in the blue and white number 14 car. Then you go back to Bryson Daffin, Evan C., Brian Wyant Jr. all on the top side. Joe Quinn and Blake Brown run on the bottom side. Evan C. right through the middle. Going to look to slide up in front of Daffin. 3 wide on the exit of turn number 3. And these drivers so far 2 and 3 wide throughout this field. Look at this 5-car battle right now. This is for 6 through to position 10.
And you look at, oh, Blake Brown got a little bit of that tire.
Joe Quinn back down to the low side in to turn number 1 and 2. Wyant Jr. in the 88. Then Blake Brown again 3 wide down the back straightaway. 3 wide into 3 and 4 at the moment. 12 laps in the books. 63 laps to go. And at the moment, Blake Brown going to go back to the low side into turn number 1 and 2. We see Hayden Cardwell out in front from Kendall Tucker. 3rd is Jacob Fields. Alex Bergeron 4th. JD Brown on screen in 5th. Then you go back to Evan C. in 6th. Bryson Daffin 7th. 8, 9, 10, and 11 is each 4 drivers right now. Brian Wyant Jr. in the 88 on the top side. Blake Brown on the bottom side. Then you go back to Austin Simmelman, who's now throwing his name into the mix. And then Joe Quinn back to position 11th. So right now, they are spread out all across the racetrack using the top, bottom, and middle grooves. And so far, we're going to complete lap number 15 this time by with 60 laps to go.
You know, Hayden Cardwell's led every lap, and he's looking strong. And it just looks like over about 5 laps or so, they'll be catching the rear of the...
Well, an interesting thing to talk about as well, Hayden Cardwell hasn't been on the track since qualifying. We've had 4 heat races. We've had 48 laps for heat races. Then we've had 12 laps for your C main, then 15. So there's been 75 laps turned on it just for one driver. You think about how many laps have actually been turned on this track. But just goes to show you right now that, you know, he's been watching the track, watching where the line has been developing as we watch the battle on for 3rd and 4th again. Jacob Fields trying to hold off Alex Bergeron down the back straightaway. Bergeron with a slide job into 3 and 4, but man, Hayden Cardwell looking so smooth out in front fields. Back to the inside on Bergeron into turn number 1 and 2. He will take the line away once again, but Bergeron back to the inside, side by side for 3rd and 4th.
As you look right now, Hayden Cardwell will be getting into lap traffic in just a second, but yellow flag comes up.
Oh, the 23 car, Jeremy Capron. Let's take a look at your wicket cushion instant replay. See what happened to the driver of the 23. Watch here, your wicket cushion instant replay. Capron battling with the 16 car of Grant Riles. I'm going to say without looking at the replay, as we're going to see it right here. It happened in turn number 1 and 2. Slide job and just wasn't clear of him enough, and Riles just give him a bit of a front bumper at the end there, just to let him know that he didn't appreciate that he wasn't clear at all. So unfortunately, Jeremy Capron goes around.
And we got some drivers that went to the pits. Look at.
Grant Riles has gone back to the pits in the 16 car. Blake Cannon has been given a lap back for missing that start.
So it kind of has a set to reset the field where Kendall Tucker gets another chance to try to pounce on Hayden Cardwell. I mean, these starts are very valuable. You don't want to be caught sleeping. That's for.
Well, the field going to move into the double conga line, 2 by 2 all the way through this field. 24 out of the 25 starters still on the racetrack. The only driver to be back on pit road is the number 16 car of Grant Riles. Hayden Cardwell, Kendall Tucker, Alex Bergeron and Jacob Fields, your top 2 rows. JD Brown, then Evan C. Green flag is back out onto the racetrack, and Kendall Tucker got a great start as Cardwell slides up in front of Tucker. Tucker turns it underneath, so for the first time somebody else other than Hayden Cardwell leads this feature event into turn number 3 and 4, and Tucker will officially lead that lap as here comes Alex Bergeron and Hayden Cardwell all over the back of Kendall Tucker. They both check up. Sorry, Cardwell and Bergeron had to check up. Bergeron down low. Will he go for the double slide job? Yes, he does. Tucker into the wall. A bit of luck for Bergeron, but Hayden Cardwell back to the lead. And here comes Kendall Tucker this time with a slider. Cardwell turns it underneath him. Yellow, yellow, yellow on the racetrack. Not sure who that was.
Well, I could definitely say this: that Kendall Tucker was not sleeping on that start. That's.
What a start to the race that was. Between Kendall Tucker, he got the jump on Hayden Cardwell. Of course, Hayden Cardwell, really had to take evasive action with that slider in 3 and 4. He done a good job of it too. So, I mean, with these drivers out in front again, with the rows of 2 by 2 coming, what are we looking at so far? About 21, 22 complete, I think.
That's right. If you look at people's right side of the spoiler, almost every car in the top 10 has a little bit of damage on them.
Well, you'll find that'll come back to knock on the outside wall, trying to knock that concrete wall down. Let me tell you, boys, it doesn't move. As a person that's tried it several times in a sprint car, it just will not budge. I will give you a red hot tip on that one. The lights are out on your rracing.com official pace truck.
I don't know. Doesn't say.
Okay, I've been told 21 down, in fact. 21 down. 75 lap main event, 54 to go. The lights will be out this time by on your rracing.com official pace track. Again, we are live on Ultimate Dirt TV, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and of course cross-posting on the teamvlr.com Facebook page and the Dirt Racing Network. So wherever you're watching, which page you're watching from, thank you very much for tuning in here for the Camdyn Carr charity race. And as I said, we've raised so far. The R-Racing community have raised nearly about $1,500 for the Carr family. So Chris, I know you're watching on YouTube, so again, our thoughts and prayers with you, buddy. If you need to chat, I'm here. Let's go. Green flag is out. And Hayden Cardwell, well, he got a lot better start this time by, but Alex Bergeron, he's going to look to go into turn 1 and 2. He slides up, but nowhere near enough time to complete that slide job into 1 and 2. Here comes Fields back up on the outside. Look at the 11 car, or the 18, I should say. 18 on the side of the car. That's Austin Simmelman. Now works his way into a top 5 spot. Kendall Tucker shuffle back to position 4. He runs the low side looking to go battle and side by side with Jacob Fields.
And, you know, you look at Kendall Tucker trying to slider line, trying to pass Jacob Fields.
Now Tucker down low back into turn number 3 and 4. Fields, there's contact there. Simmelman in the front of the thing, in the full front of things as well. Back up front, we look at 1 and 2. Cardwell to the left of the screen, make that to the right of the screen now. Bergeron in second spot. Third is Jacob Fields. Fourth is Kendall Tucker. Fifth, Austin Simmelman. Brian Wyatt Jr. 6th, Jordan Casey 7th. 8th is Evan C. Austin Carr 9th, and Joe Quinn rounds out your top 10. A couple of names, Jordan Casey, Austin Carr, come from the B main, come from deep in this field. And, well, they're looking inside of a top 10. There's every chance at the moment, with how many laps are left throughout this feature event, there is more than enough time to see those two drivers make their way into a top 5.
You look at J.D. Brown. Joe Quinn as J.D. Brown will try to start ducking underneath the low side exit turn number 4. As the Austin Carr, Joe Quinn, J.D. Brown all battling for 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Carr through the middle of the racetrack following Evan C. Joe Quinn following Austin Carr as well. J.D. Brown back to position number 11. They all go 3 different lines. Carr goes right now to the low side. Quinn through the middle. And J.D. Brown looks to get by the number 90 car of Joe Quinn. There is 10th spot at the moment. They will keep going through the rest of this field. Jordan Casey right in behind the 88 car. Brian Wyatt Jr. and then Austin Simmelman, who's in position 5 at the moment. So I think a lot of drivers inside of the top 10 work the outside of the racetrack. At first real cars that are sort of not been on the top side, well, especially through 3 and 4, was J.D. Brown. He was like 3/4 of the way up. Joe Quinn again was right through the middle. Just at the moment with the cars and how much they are spread out, it's just all been a topside dominant racetrack. As here goes Brian Wyatt Jr. in the 88. He's caught up to the back of the 18 car. That's Austin Simmelman.
And we're about another 3 laps. Hey, Garwell will be starting to get in lap track.
Casey now, meanwhile, trying to put the moves on Wyatt Jr. in 3 and 4. Will do the same thing in 1 and 2. Wyatt Jr. around the outside of Jordan Casey. 1.4 second advantage for Hayden Cardwell here in the Camdyn Carr Charity Race A main event. Just in front of him, the 77, the Taco Man, Robert Fletcher. I'm being told to call him the Taco Man. He's going to be the first car to go a lap down. Mike Molnar, he's back on pit road a couple of laps down as well. Here goes Hayden Cardwell looking to the outside on Robert Fletcher.
You know, Hayden makes it look like it's so easy out there. It looks like it's just on a Sunday drive.
Well, it's not Sunday just yet. That's in a few hours' time. But on a Friday night at the moment at the dirt track at Charlotte, he is now 1.6 seconds clear of Alex Bergeron. Here is your battle for 3rd and 4th on screen. Jacob Fields, he's got about 2 car lengths back to the double O of Kendall Tucker, who rides in 4th. Austin Simmelman in 5th. Brian Wyatt Jr. in 6th. There might have been a bit of contact there from Wyatt on Austin Simmelman as they went into turn number 3 on the previous lap. as that's really going to open up the door for Jordan Casey and Evan C as well. So 4 cars nose to tail into turn number 3 and 4, and well, not so much nose to tail. They all run a different line through turn number 3 and 4.
Yes, they are. As right now you see Hayden, he was fixing the butt. Benji Killigan a lap down as it exits turn number 2.
Right now, here goes Casey back down to the low side, trying to put the slider on Wyatt Jr. Simmelman into the wall. Wyatt Jr. pulls up alongside the 18 car into turn number 3 and 4. Slide job from Wyatt Jr. Simmelman had to back out of the throttle. Here goes Jordan Casey. Jordan Casey with a big slide job into turn number 1 and 2 on Wyatt Jr. Casey into the wall. He might have gained 2 spots, but he quickly lost those 2 spots. He will lose 3 right now, because here comes Evan C in car 33. Side by side, Casey and C. They go side by side into turn number 1 and 2. C going to put the slide job back on Jordan Casey. Casey was already fixing to turn it underneath the number 33 car. And Jordan Casey moved himself back to position 7 as he tries to run the slider line through turn number 1 and 2. And here comes the 14 of JD Brown once again.
As they're doing the slide jobs on each other, look at JD Brown start catch up, but look at it. Jordan Casey gets in the back of Evan C.
Yeah, it was a hint of 3 wide down the back straightaway. JD Brown as well as Evan C. Casey side by side again. Jordan Casey at the moment, the last couple of laps, he's just looked a little sloppy in his approach on running the cushion. JD Brown now to the inside, 3 wide into 3 and 4. So there's still some good racing going on at the moment. And Evan C, he loses 2 spots in that last turn. We'll see what he can do to try and recover those 2 spots into turn number 1 and 2.
Yeah, it looks like the best race on the track so far is for those 7, 8, 9, and 10 spot.
I must say, so far, just looking at the lap times, Alex Bergeron, he's closed in about 2 3/10 over the past couple of laps on your race leader of Hayden Cardwell. It was about 1.1 second. It's now 0.849 of a second. So we'll go back and have a look at that when we sort of get a chance and get a breather to move away from the battle between Brown, Carr, and C. Casey. It's sort of just cleared away from him the past couple of laps, and he's running the slide job line into turn number 3 and 4. And well, that gap is now going to go back out to 1.4 seconds between Bergeron as he looks to get on by a couple of those lap cars. So again, now no lap cars between your race leader Hayden Cardwell and second place runner of Alex Bergeron. Bergeron, the distance between Bergeron and third place runner Jacob Fields, you are looking at 5.1 second of a difference, and there's about 5-6 lap cars between Bergeron and Fields. So right now, the class of the field, Hayden Cardwell and Alex Bergeron by far. Hayden Cardwell once again deep into lap traffic. He puts the slider on Jeremy Capron.
You know, that's one thing Bertrand's looking at, seeing if Hayden makes a mistake so he can catch on up there.
Oh,
he's making all the right moves.
Bergeron caught a piece of the turn 1 and 2 wall, and with that mistake, now there is 3 lap cars. Joe Quinn, Jeremy Capron, and the 4 car. I'm trying to think who's in that 4 car right now. It might be Trey Jones. In fact, it's a 49. Sorry, I had a 4 in there.
You look like Austin Cinnamon and Jordan Casey. They got some lap cars in front of them as they try to get around them. Brian Wynette Jr. already went around the lap cars. And the 31 gets into the side of a JD Brown and pass going to the high side of the lap cars there.
Yeah, Cinnamon and Covington Jr. have a little contact in turns 1 and 2 on the previous lap. Brian Wyatt Jr. now starting to catch up to the back of the double O car. That's Kendall Tucker. Right now, Tucker sits 4th. Wyatt Jr. sits in position number 5 at the moment. And again, back up front, Hayden Cardwell now nearly a 2.5 second lead over Alex Bergeron. The laps are starting to wind down here, Stephen.
It is. They're counting down quickly.
We are approaching about lap 55 of the lap 75 lap main event here tonight. If you're wondering why it's the 64, well, we've had a couple of cautions. And we'll just have to wait and listen into race control. I'm sure they'll give us the 10 to go signal. But Kendall Tucker holding off Brian Wyatt Jr. for 4th and 5th at the moment. There's a big gap between themselves and third place runner of Jacob Fields. You're looking at about 3 seconds.
And you know, you look, Hayden Carr fixes looking down on Evan C to put 10th place down, a lap down.
Well, this number 7 machine is hooked up to a T right now. He is now about to put the number 33 car, Evan C, who rides in position number 10. It is official. He will go a lap down. And again, we stay watching the number 7 machine. Look at the cars in front of him. Austin Carr, JD Brown, Austin Simmerman, Jordan Casey, Brian Wyatt Jr. and Kendall Tucker. Think about it this way. Kendall Tucker's in 4th. There is not much between Kendall Tucker and Hayden Cardwell right now. Those drivers run 1st and 4th. If Hayden Cardwell is to lap up to 4th place in this race, it just goes to show you what kind of dominance this guy has here in a super late model at Charlotte.
Well, I can tell you this, 2 weeks ago, he lapped the entire field in the modified, so we're not surprised.
Well, Austin Carr is just officially being put a lap down. JD Brown is about to get put a lap down. What these drivers are fighting for right now, they're not fighting to stay on the lead lap, they're fighting for position. With that, if they go a lap down, they're not just going to move over for the 7. Oh, Jordan Casey around! And the yellow flag will fly. And is that a bit of saving grace for the rest of the field? Other than Alex Bergeron and Jacob Fields, they're probably the only other 2 drivers not to go a lap down, not in any danger of going a lap down. 4th on back. Unfortunately for Jordan Casey, he spun around and the yellow flag will fly.
You know, let's give Alex Bergeron one more chance to try to put something on Hayden Carr.
Well, with this field getting bunched back up, here Hayden Cardwell again. He's going to have to do it all again. He had such a big lead here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Only time will tell if the number 12 Carr Bergeron has got anything for the number 7 machine.
You see how lap cars going around the lap cars right now, the lead lap cars. There's 6 cars on a lead lap.
Tell if the number 12 Carr Bergeron. Waiting to get word from race control with how many laps left. Of course, Rocky Battenfield on race control duty tonight, so we thank Rocky for his time away from the racetrack and help putting on this event, along with all the other people that had helped out. The lights are out on the iRacing.com official Pace Trucks team. If they tell you how many laps are left, can you let us know? Hayden Cardwell, Alex Bergeron. Bergeron almost somewhat may have jumped the start a little bit, but the leader may have gone. Tucker almost got to the back of Bergeron. Unsettled that number 12 machine now. Yellow going to fly again.
And now give Bergeron one more chance.
So now this is where mind games start to come into effect. Does Hayden Cardwell, does he go early? Does he leave it late again? Does he leave Bergeron the chance to, again, try and time the start or try and jump the start? But it looks like Kendall Tucker is going to be in second, so that might help the number 12 car of Alex Bergeron.
Yes, I would say it would. But look at Jacob Fields at 4th, Austin Carr at 5th. They're still not out of this yet either.
I could have swore that Austin Carr actually went a lap down.
Well, it's still showing him in 5th place.
Yeah, which was ironic because I'm pretty sure when he got put a lap down, he was back in, I think, 9th or 10th place at the time. So we'll see if we go to single file restarts here. Or whether they go into...
Nope, they'll double them up.
Alright, front row, Hayden Cardwell, Kendall Tucker, Alex Bergeron, Jacob Fields, row 2. Row 3, Austin Carr, Brian Wyatt Jr. Ironically, those 6 cars are the 6 cars left on the lead lap. Everybody else, JD Brown on back, is a lap down along with Austin Simmelman, Evan C., Jordan Casey, Joe Quinn, Troy Jones, Cole Ivey, Jeremy Capron, Dustin Hall, Justin Thompson, Bryson Daffin, Benji Killian, and David Lamb. Green flag back out onto the racetrack. Hayden Cardwell doesn't waste any time this time on the restart. Fields around the outside of Bergeron. Carr on the outside of Bergeron. They rub panels down the back straightaway. And yes, they are all over it right now into turn number 3 and 4. 3 wide, Brown, and then Wyatt Jr., Simmelman and JD Brown 3 wide. 3 wide, continuing down the front straightaway, all the way into turn number 1 and 2. Nearly 4 wide on the exit of turn number 2 here at the dirt track at Charlotte.
And meanwhile, look at Jacob Fields battling for 2nd place with Kendall Tuck.
Fields looking for the slider into 1 and 2, but gives the top side back to Kendall Tucker. Austin Carr moves into position for Bergeron 5th, trying to hold off JD Brown, Brian Wyatt Jr. on the top side, Austin Simmelman and Evan C. They continue to go side by side, though. Again, a swarm of cars right now. Look at Austin Carr around the outside of Jacob Field. Now inside on Kendall Tucker. Slide job. Yes. No. Kendall Tucker 3 wide on the top side of the racetrack. Here comes Austin Carr with a slider. Oh, he picked up 2 for 1 but lost 1 because Kendall Tucker went on by the number 1 machine. Look at Bergeron. Oh, Bergeron around. Straightened up by Brian Wyatt Jr. Yellow flag out.
And you know, that's something Hayden didn't want to see, but that will leave Kendall Tucker in seconds. Will be breathing down his throat down this next restart. But look out for Austin Carr too. He'd be on the inside of the 2nd row.
So I believe we had 13 to go on the previous restart. I think we are looking at about, we're looking at around 10 laps to go. Right now, of course.
Oh, what a shootout that will be, that's for sure.
Trying to get word from race control, of course, Rocky Battenfield, the only driver on race control at the moment. Brent, there is a link in the title description, buddy. Of course, any donations can be sent to the Ultimate Dirt TV PayPal. Of course, we'll get them over to the Carr family. Of course, a big thanks to David Lamb for putting on this show. And, of course, a big thanks to all the other sponsors and partners that have helped put this on. Of course, ESR Red Eye League. Waiting for the lights to turn off on the pace truck. They'll go off this time by. Big thanks to ESR Red Eye League, 3D Racing, Ken Skins, Capron Screen Pinning, Bad Racing, D1RT Racing, TeamVLR.com, Elite 7 Racing, David Lamb and everybody else that has put in work behind the scenes. Of course, a big thanks to Rocky Battenfield. 8 laps to go, I am being told right now.
8-lap shootout, and it's going to be anybody's game right now.
Yes, it is. Who is going to take home the feature event for the Camdyn Carr charity race? Through turn number 3 and 4, 8 short laps. Green flag back out onto the racetrack, and Hayden Cardwell finds himself closing in. He's got one hand on the trophy. The restart, Kendall Tucker into the wall. He's going to lose 1, 2, 3, nearly 4 spots. In fact, he's going to get shuffled back to position 6. So not a good restart for the 00 machine. Evan C. around upside down. And, well, we've got a big mess in turn number 3 and 4.
And that's something that Hayden did not want to see because, when the second and third are balanced side by side, that allows him to pull away. Something that,
No, that's not what Hayden would have wanted to see.
look at Austin Carr now in second place, Jacob Fields in third, Alex Bergeron in fourth, Brian on it in fifth, Kendall Tucker's now in J.D. Brown will be the first car a lap down in seventh spot.
Again, you just think that, how far, if we didn't have those yellows, how far could have Hayden Cardwell lapped up to? He had every chance at lapping up to fourth place, but unfortunately we've seen the caution flag come out. We are still going to be with 8 laps to go, so drivers not completing a full lap. So we wait for the lights on the iRacing.com official page track to turn off this time by. He was always going to be the man to beat tonight, Hayden Cardwell, wasn't he? Quickest in practice, quickest in qualifying. He didn't get to run a heat race. There was a little bit of a question mark on, what he was going to be set up for, considering that, he hadn't really turned a lap until that brief warm-up session after the B main.
And, in the warm-up session, he was not the quickest as he was just getting warmed up, But he has proven this race, he has a setup that's good.
Well, you still need to be able to drive the thing, so he's certainly got some talent in those bones of his. Lights are out on your iRacing.com official page truck. Austin Carr has moved to the outside of the front row, along with Hayden Cardwell. Third and fourth going to be Jacob Fields and Alex Bergeron. Kendall Tucker, Brian Wyatt Jr. make up row 3. Green flag back out onto the racetrack. Bergeron got a good start on Austin Carr. He had to think twice about trying to get to the inside. You can't pass on the inside until you get to the start-finish line. 3 wide for the minor placings right now. Austin Carr back to position 2. Here comes Jacob Fields and yellow once again. And I get the feeling right now these drivers, although it is starting to close down the winding laps of this one, I get the feeling they are starting to get a little bit impatient.
They are, and they will be going single file restart this time.
Well, that's a good call from race control, if it's come from race control, because you don't need to be having these double file restarts and continuing to constantly bring out these caution flags.
Single file isn't a bad thing for Austin Carr. I mean, long as he gets the start that he needs, I mean, he definitely can pounce with Hayden on any lap. The object is don't be caught sleeping on the start.
Well, I believe we are still in 8 laps to go again, not getting a lap in. Again, these single file restarts certainly help the driver of the number 7. He doesn't have to worry about the driver on his outside anymore. He's now just got to worry about what's behind him. And there are still about 5 cars, other than your race leader on the lead lap, that have got a chance at this one. Into 3 and 4. Slow pace from Hayden Cardwell. Again, 8 short laps away from victory today. And after having so many green flag laps in the middle of this run, it's just started to get away from some of the drivers. Green flag back out onto the circuit here at the dirt track at Charlotte, the 2019 Camden Carr Charity Race. Carr down low into turn number 3. He runs a somewhat of a slider line through 3 and 4, but trying to catch the moisture on the exit. 7 laps to go this time by for your race leader. And once again, the yellow flag going to poke its ugly head out here at the dirt track at Charlotte.
The patients are running thin, but even the people that are bringing out the cautions in the back, they're still racing for position.
So just get confirmation now from race control, 7 to go. Again, drivers' patience starting to wear thin late in the race. I'm sure they all want to get this race over and done with, and I'm sure the driver of the number 7 car, he wants to get this race over and done with as well. Right now, Steve, if you're out in front with 7 to go, we've done 1 completed lap in the past, probably 10. How frustrated are you inside of the cockpit of the race car, or are you just trying to keep a cool, level head about yourself? I mean, what would be going through your mind right now?
Be going through my mind is nailing each start. I mean, because every time the caution comes out, you got to nail the start again. Because one thing is, you want to keep the competitors behind you, and the start is the most important step of starting. One small mistake, you know they're going to be pouncing on you from the rear.
All right, here we go. Lights out on the iRacing.com official pace track. The page track already back to the infield. 7 laps to go. Hayden Cardwell. He was slow pace through 3 and 4. He will get on the loud pedal on the exit of turn 4. We go back to green. Kendall Tucker immediately dove down to the low side into turn number 1 and 2. Bergeron up top. He will stay up top in turns 3 and 4. Jacob Fields running right through the middle, 3/4 way up the racetrack now. He looks to take the line away from Bergeron, and again, another caution. And there is a parking lot on the front straightaway. It's about time that I think drivers need to start getting parked, because this is starting to get a little bit ridiculous.
It is, and one thing Hayden's going to do is each restart, he's going to change his starts up a little bit differently, so that way he can try to catch Austin Carr, get him off sequence on the start.
Well, a promising night, a promising race to start off this feature event. Of course, we had a quick early yellow, but then we got a period of about 30, nearly 40 green flag laps in, and then all of a sudden, it's just taken a turn for worse. At the moment, this driver's just the last, I'm going to say 15 laps, I think we've seen 4 cautions. I mean, these drivers aren't racing for $1 million. Like, let's be honest, this is a charity race. Yeah, you want to be the winner of that charity race, but I mean, the drivers in the back, it almost looks like, and almost feels like that, a little bit of lack of respect has been shown for the drivers that are a lap down.
Definitely, because you got to give and take. And right now, no one's wanting to give.
All right, lights out on your iRacing.com official pace truck. I'm going to say we're looking at about 6 laps to go. Hayden Cardwell, Austin Carr, Jacob Fields, Alex Bergeron, Brian White, Jr. Kendall Tucker. Jeremy Capron moves up to position 7. Joe Quinn, David Lamb sit in 8th and 9th. 10th is Jordan Casey. Let's keep an eye on your race leader. Again, slow pace through 3 and 4. He will turn the car hard left and drive down the racetrack. Green flag back out. 6 laps left to run. How many times are we going to get to do it? Let's find out. As in the turn number 3 and 4, Austin Carr right through the middle of turn number 3 and 4. Inside for position 3 is Alex Bergeron on Jacob Fields. I'm going to say we're at about a handful of laps to go.
And you look at Austin Carr, got in the wall a little bit on the back straightaway, loses grip. And this is something that Hayden's looking at. He wants to make more mistakes so he can just continue to pull.
Yeah, I think we're looking at about
Jacob
4
Fields.
laps. Yeah, we're looking at about 4 laps to go. Can anyone catch the number 7 car of Hayden Cardwell? 3 to go that time by for your race leader, Steve. Just when you think we're getting there, everybody says no. Survey says bye-bye. Looks like the 49 car of Troy Jones was the one for that caution. So again, 3 to go this time by. How does Austin Carr play this one, Steve?
Well, if I'm Austin Carr, I'm going to be down the back end of Hayden Carwell in that start. I'm not going to lean back just a little bit to get a run. I'm going to be right on the tail tank, on the gas as soon as he gets on there, and then try to make a run, probably a slide job in 1 and 2. That would be good. That's what I, because it looks like every time he lays off to try to get a run on the start, it just hasn't been working for him.
Alright, so this time by past the start finish line. The flashing lights about to turn off on your iRacing.com official page truck. Again, 3 laps to go for Hayden Cardwell. He is so close. He's had one hand on the checkered flag, one hand on the virtual trophy. Of course, not a real trophy, but the virtual. Go with the twin checkers. He's got one hand on the checkered flag. He just needs to find 3 more laps to be put together, and then it will end. Finally, this race has just dragged on, yellow after yellow for the guys in the back, and oh yeah, they're trying to fight for positions, but we want to keeping an eye on 6 cars left on the lead lap, courtesy of a Hayden Cardwell. Dominant middle period. A little mistake, got tight on in the centre of turn number 1 and 2 was Hayden Cardwell. Austin Carr now trying to look once again right through the middle of the racetrack. Alex Bergeron back up top into turn number 3 and 4. 3 wide, Bergeron on the outside, Fields through the middle, and Tucker was on the low side. Steve, is that 2 to go?
He is. Look at Bergeron using that wall. He's using that wall as his best friend. He goes to the bottom, to the high side, coming out of turn number 4.
White flag upon us here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Hayden Cardwell now finds himself 2 turns away from victory lane into turn number 3 and 4. Your 2019 Camden Car Charity Race winner going to be the number 7 of Hayden Cardwell. And he will get the job done, and he can finally celebrate. Ladies and gentlemen, he has done it. It's taken him a while, but he is just happy to get out. And hell, he's going to do a quickie lap and go back the other way. And a very, very deserving winner of the Camden Car Charity Race, Hayden Cardwell, getting the job done from Austin Carr in second. And can you have a look and see who got third?
Third is Kendall Tucker. And you look at Austin Carr, started 18th on the grid.
All right, well, we are going to try and get a word with our top 3 here in just a few moments' time. In fact, let's go down to the front straightaway. Kendall Tucker got third. Second was Austin Carr. And Hayden Cardwell gets the job done. Let's go down to victory lane and chat with the driver who puts in an absolute dominating display here tonight. Hayden Cardwell, congratulations. You finally get this one in. It took a while, but you are the winner of the Camden Car Charity Race. How are you feeling?
Oh, feeling pretty good. The car was probably one of the best cars I've ever drove on this game. Wilson, he hooked me up earlier, and can't thank him enough. And real thing is, I got to remember who we're racing for, and just to win for a dam and that family means a lot.
In the middle of that race, you had an absolute astonishing lead over the rest of the field. You were coming up to about 5 or 6 cars. It was 6th through to position 10. You'd already put, 10, 9th and 8th a lap down. How far could you have gotten if this thing had stayed green for that long?
It's hard to say, man. Uh, Other outcomes gonna happen. I could have wrecked with how the track was so rough, but I don't know. That's a question that we'll never find out. Too.
Well, you know what, Hayden? I can tell you this. I was having flashbacks around about 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, Kokomo.
Yes, sir.
All right, now let's give us one thing you can answer. What was going through your mind in those last 8 laps where you had about 5 or 6 cautions? It just seemed an eternity to finally get this race over. I mean, what was going through your mind? We had 8 to go, then a yellow would come out, you'd go back to 8 laps, a yellow would come out, we'd have 7, and then it was 6, and then it was 3. Just how do you stay composed, when you keep seeing these yellow flags coming out and, you guys just want to get the race over and done with?
Oh yeah, it sucks because all you're looking for is that white flag. But every restart, I just started thinking, just get a clean start, hit my mark, and I should be all right. I've already led like 70 laps, so let's get the other 5 done.
Well, on that final restart, you went into 1 and 2. You got a little bit tight into turn number 1 and 2. Did you think that you might have opened up the door for Austin Carr to really make a charge at you in those final couple of laps?
Oh yeah, for sure. I was expecting a slider in 3 and 4, but Austin he ran me clean. Which is the crazy thing is I was actually near lapping Austin and then him finishing second. It's kind of crazy. He ran an awesome race.
Well, you come home with the victory here at the dirt track at Charlotte for the 2019 Camden Car Charity Race. Congratulations on the win. Before we let you get out of here, of course, sponsor shout outs, all that good stuff. Who makes the wheels turn on the number 7 machine?
Oh yeah, I can't thank everybody at DONRT. Amazing job all those guys do. Can't thank Jimmy Emery at Supermoon Graphics, Gail Carr, and I got to give an individual shout out to Dylan Wilson. He set this bad boy up tonight, and she was on rails. And I want to thank David Lamb and everybody at ESR and Brett for you putting on the broadcast, dude.
All right, congratulations again, Hayden Cardwell, on the victory. We'll chat to the second place driver tonight. Home in third place is going to be the number 1 car. We'll throw it over to Steve McMillan, who catches up with Austin Carr.
Austin, you had a great running tonight. Started in 18th, finished in second. And at one point, you almost became a lap down. So tell us how your car.
Well, on that on that long run, man, you're just everybody was really close together and everyone was just checking up for each other. So I don't know what happened if Hayden just had that big of a lead and was just that smooth, but I look down and I just see this freaking 12-year-old Jack the Skeleton with a Sharpie mustache about to come by and lap me, and then he does, and then we all bottled up right there, and next thing you know, I just throw it off in there because I seen them wrecking and I got my lap back, and it's all she wrote from there. But the car was handling fine. It was just I kept having I was, I'm really hungover and I'm just trying to just run a smooth race, just stay away from people, and the car was fine. I was just taking my time and I took too much of my time apparently. But it was
Hang on,
good.
hang on,
Well,
hang on,
with,
hang on, Steve. Hang on. Austin, you just said you're hungover. It's 10 o'clock at night. What are you doing hungover at 10 o'clock at night?
Well, see what happened was, all right, I had a really rough day at work, and then I stayed out till like 4 in the morning, and about 15 Coronas later, and we're still going strong, and I had to show up for this race. It's a great cause, and I had to run it, and we started off our night really bad, and surprisingly, we just always seem to come up through into the feature, and sure enough, we got second tonight.
well, we had run about 5 or 6 restarts there. What was going through your head on all those restarts?
I, what was going through my head was I would have kicked everybody out by, but then also I'm really really hungry and I just wanted to eat. So it just didn't end fast enough.
Well, who would you like to thank tonight?
Well, I got to thank everyone over at Elite Seven, Jacob and John, Drew, Zach, TJ. It's all group effort. I got to thank MSR Mafia with Ben Shelton, Dirt Tracking with Tim Bennett, and Five Knuckle Raps, Water Truck Productions. Just everybody what they do for the car, and I think David Lamb for putting this great cause on. It's very unfortunate what's happening to that kid, and it's very sad. And glad everybody could come together and put on an awesome show. And gotta thank y'all up in the booth, and also can't forget about True Form Race Products.
All right, well, we're gonna let you get something to eat since you're starving to death. And Brett, back.
Yeah, thank you very much, Steve. Chatting with Austin Carr, their home in second place, home in third place tonight, the double O car of Kendall Tucker. Kendall, third place run here tonight. You were there at the start and you were there at the end. It was just a race that sort of dragged on in those last 8 laps. But yeah, you still come away with the third place run. How are you feeling?
Pretty disappointed in the run, I guess. I mean, we just never really had a car to win from the drop of the green. When you get that feeling, it kind of sucks. So after that, I was really just hanging on, and the only chance I had was the bottom coming back in or coming in at all. I don't think it really came in all night, and started rolling it right there. Then last 89 laps, and it seemed to work, but just hated it didn't come in sooner.
Carr looks a little beaten and banged up in the rear. Of course, that trying to knock that outside wall down doesn't move too well here on the sim, but it didn't stop me from trying to knock it down a few times.
Yeah, running the top isn't my forte, I guess you could say. I really like running the middle to the bottom and saving my spoiler, but tonight that didn't really matter apparently. So you just throw it up there and bounce it off the wall, and my car wasn't set up for that.
All right, well, look, third place run here tonight, nothing to be ashamed about. Congratulations on that one. Before we let you get out of here, sponsor shout outs, all that good stuff.
Yeah, that race tonight was for a bigger cause for Camdyn Carr. Everybody, we have her in our thoughts and prayers, and we'll praying for the family. And gotta thank everybody that put this race on, Rocky Battenfield, and gotta thank my guys at Swindell Speed Lab and everybody that contributed into this.
Kendall Tucker there, home in third place. We're going to chat to the man that, he was the man that put on this show. He was certainly the brains behind the operation. David Lamb, welcome into the booth. First of all, an 8th place run for you tonight. In fact, well, it's been scored this 8th. Not sure where you finished up in that one, but I guess a race for a great cause ends somewhat of a great night. But of course, the racing towards the end of that one got a little bit disappointing there from a fan's point of view.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed with the end of it. Not quite the one that I wanted either. Just missed it there. But the calls was great. Camdyn's dad, Chris, just texted me, and his exact words were, "Thank you, enjoyed the race. It's amazing how realistic it is, but thank you once again for all the support."
What was it like to put this race together, and of course, how it all came about, and when you tell the people how much money that the iRacing community has raised over the past, I think, 6 weeks or so, for young Camdyn Carr and the Carr family.
It was a bit stressful putting it all together and getting it all to line up, especially with the late entries and everything. But it's amazing how well the dirt community came together to support this event. I mean, we raised almost $1,500 for Camdyn and his family through this. And I got to give a big shout out to Rocky Battenfield for helping me set this all up and all the sponsors that came on board: D1RT, 3D Racing, Cape Screen Printing, Ken's Designs, Blake, give me a second. I got to remember this. Bad Racing, VLR. Big shout out to all of them guys. Elite 7 came on board too. iRacing iFlag made a donation. It was just really cool how it all came together and how good the support in the iRacing dirt community is for this kind of call.
Yeah, well, we can tag on another $30 because we had $20 come from Brent Hobson, and we also had $10 come from Sarcasm on the Twitch, so we can always tag on an extra $30, and every little bit helps when it comes to this sort of stuff. It's as you said, it's always nice to see that the iRacing community has come together once again and been so generous enough to put their hard-earned money into a family that's in desperate need of some money when it comes to this sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, it blew me away. Like we were aiming, me and my buddy Matt from work. He's the godfather of Camdyn, and we were aiming to raise about $600. I mean, the first day we were over $700, so it just blew me away the amount of support there is from this community.
All All right, well, look, thank you again for your time and effort over the past 4, 5, 6 weeks, however long it's been, in organising this event along, with all the other people and sponsors that helped out with this sort of thing. And again, thank you very much. And any final thoughts and any final words to the Carr family from yourself, bud?
Yeah, we're pulling for you, Camdyn. Hope you get well soon. And again, I want to thank Ultimate Dirt TV for coming on board and raising money and doing this broadcast. And I think me and Matt are going to head up there in June and present a big racing check to Chris Carr, his dad, when we transfer the money over and everything to him.
Well, David, again, on behalf of Ultimate Dirt TV and the entire iRacing community, thank you very much for what you have done for young Camdyn Carr and the Carr family.
Thank you.
Well, there we go, Steve. The man behind the brains in putting this one on. But that will do it for us here on Ultimate Dirt TV. A fantastic night and a fantastic showing from the drivers. And again, final thoughts from yourself before we head this one up.
Well, I'll say this: it's awesome to see the iRacing community come together and pull this off. I mean, I've been a part of some other benefit races, and that's one thing I can say. This is a true family of iRacing. We can hate each other one day, and the next day we're all together. What a great job!
All right, well, that'll wrap us up from the dirt track at Charlotte here this evening. The Camdyn Carr charity race, hashtag Camdyn Strong, has been run and won by Hayden Cardwell in such a dominating performance. To all the people that are tuned in here tonight, thank you very much for your participation in watching the event. To the people that donated, whether it was tonight or previously, to the Carr family, thank you very much. And, well, we're going to show some pictures on screen of just what the young boy is going through at the moment. Of course, again, to the Carr family, our thoughts and prayers are with you. Chris, stay strong, brother. If you need someone to chat to, message the Ultimate Dirt TV page or myself, Brett Wheeler. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that'll listen to your vent if you need to vent. Again, to keep up to date with what's going on here at Ultimate Dirt TV, and we'll throw up our schedule right now, of course, on pretty much every 2 weeks. This is what we've got coming up. Of course, World of Thunder on Sunday nights, every Sunday night. This Sunday night, in fact, they're going to have the Mother's Day shootout in the midgets. It'll be the World of Thunder guys versus the National Oval Racing Association midgets at Chili Bowl in a 100-lap main event. That'll be live 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Times here there in America. Of course, all the action brought to you by Ultimate Dirt TV. Every other Sunday, they generally run 360s and super late models for their season. Every 2 weeks, the New Zealand Sim Racing run on a Monday, and then you can see the rest of the posters and the schedules of what we have here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Again, if you haven't done so already, hit the like and follow button on the Ultimate Dirt TV Facebook page. Don't forget to hit our subscribe button on our YouTube channel. And of course, don't forget to follow on Twitch as well. Plenty of action to come next week right here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Again, on behalf of the entire team and the management behind the scenes here at Ultimate Dirt TV, we say thank you very much for tuning in. On behalf of Stephen McMillan and myself, Brett Wheeler, we sign off saying good night, well done to Hayden Cardwell, who is your Camdyn Carr charity race winner. Hashtag Camdyn Strong.